Over 3,000 years ago, Israel faced a terrifying enemy, a giant warrior taller than any man you've ever seen. His armor shines like the sun, his spear is thicker than a man's arm, and his voice thunders across the valley. For 40 days he roars his challenge, "Who will fight me?" And every soldier in Israel trembles in fear. No one dares to step forward. But then, out of the crowd, steps a young shepherd boy. No sword, no armor, no shield, only a sling, a few stones, and unshakable faith in the living God. This is the story of David and Goliath, the boy who faced the lion, the bear, and at last the giant named Goliath, the boy chosen by God to become king. A story of courage, faith, and a victory that belongs to the Lord. Morning light spread across the hills of Bethlehem, turning the fields golden. In that quiet little town lived Jesse, an elder of the tribe of Judah. He had 8 sons. 7 of them were strong and tall, the kind of men who looked like warriors. But the youngest was different. His name was David. David was not in the battlefield or the marketplace. His place was with the sheep in the open fields. He spent long days under the sun, leading his flock to green grass and cool water. He was smaller than his brothers, but his eyes were bright and his heart was strong. Out there, beneath the wide skies, David learned to listen, to the wind, to the sound of his harp, and most of all, to the quiet voice of God. But being a shepherd was not easy. Wild animals often prowled the hills. One day, a lion leapt from the rocks and carried off a lamb. Most people would have run, but not David. He chased the lion, struck it, and rescued the lamb. When the lion turned on him, he grabbed it by the mane and killed it. Another time, a great bear came down from the mountains, but David struck it with his sling, and the beast fell.
Leave my sheep alone!
These were not just acts of bravery. David knew it was God who gave him strength. One day, the prophet Samuel came to Bethlehem. God had sent him to anoint the next king of Israel. Jesse brought out his older sons first. They were tall and strong, and Samuel thought, "Surely this must be the one." But God whispered, "Do not look at his appearance or height. I do not choose as people choose. People look at the outside, but I look at the heart." One by one, the older sons passed before Samuel, but none was chosen. Finally, Samuel asked, "Are these all your sons?" Jesse answered, "There is still the youngest. He is with the sheep." David was sent for, and soon he came in, still smelling of the fields, a lamb across his shoulders. And the Lord said, "This is the one." Samuel poured oil on David's head, and the Spirit of God came upon him with power from that day on. Not long after, David was called to the palace. King Saul was troubled by an evil spirit, and his servants searched for someone who could play the harp to calm him. They brought David. When David played, the music filled the palace with peace, and Saul's heart grew calm again. Yet even as he served in the palace, David did not forget the fields or his God. Then came the war.
Let us prepare for battle! A victory!
For freedom!
The Philistines marched against Israel, and in the valley of Elah, their champion stepped forward. His name was Goliath. He was a giant, over 9 feet tall, wearing heavy armor of bronze. His spear was so thick it looked like a tree. For 40 days, every morning and evening, he came out to shout,
Choose a man, send him down to me. I defy your army this day.
If he wins, we will be your servants, but if I kill him, you will serve us. His voice thundered across the valley, and Israel's soldiers trembled with fear. One day, Jesse sent David with food for his brothers at the battlefield. David left the sheep with a keeper and hurried to the camp. As he arrived, he heard Goliath shouting his challenge again, mocking the army of Israel and insulting the God of Israel.
We will crush them! For glory!
David's heart burned. Who is this Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? He asked. His words were reported to King Saul, and David was brought before him. The boy told the king of the lion and the bear he had faced. The Lord who saved me from their claws will save me from this Philistine too, he said. Saul looked at him and finally said, Go, and the Lord be with you. Saul offered David his own armor, but it was too heavy. And David laid it aside. Instead, he went to a stream and chose 5 smooth stones, placing them in his shepherd's pouch. With only his sling in hand, he stepped forward to face the giant. When Goliath saw him, he laughed. Am I a dog that you come against me with sticks? He roared.
Am I a dog, that thou comest to me with staves? Come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, and to the beasts of the field.
But David answered with steady courage.
You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty.
Today the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and all will know that the battle belongs to him. Then David ran toward the giant. He reached into his pouch, took out a stone, and placed it in his sling. The sling whirled through the air, and the stone flew straight and fast, guided by God's hand. It struck Goliath on the forehead. Stopped, his eyes wide, and then he fell face down with a crash that shook the ground. David ran forward, drew Goliath's own sword, and killed him.
Victory! 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 Victory!
The Philistines saw their champion was dead, and they fled in terror.
They are going to finish us! Run for your life!
Israel's army shouted with joy and chased them far away.
Victory! 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 Victory!
Victory! Pursue them!
But in the valley stood David, still the shepherd, still the servant, still the boy whose faith was greater than his fear. That day, Israel learned a truth they would never forget. The Lord does not save by sword or spear. The battle belongs to him. Fear magnifies problems, but faith magnifies solutions. Giants are never as strong as they appear, and the battles of life are not won by size, power, or status, but by courage, trust, and determination, and the Lord Almighty by your side.
For freedom!
A boy with a sling in his hand. No armor, no sword, just dust and sand. He stood where the mighty dared not stand. The sky held its breath so still. A shepherd boy
Come on, sheep.
with
Let's
a
go.
giant to
We have a
kill.
long journey ahead.
The stone it flew, the giant fell. The earth it shook, the heavens yelled. With faith so small it moves the sky. A shepherd boy with a giant to kill.
I'll finish
The stone it flew,